Hey everyone, Todd here, the Dungeon Master for Wither and Bloom Studios. Today we're talking about the Thegns and the agricultural economy of Emberfell at large. Now the Thegns are aristocratic landowners in and around North Veritas. Agricultural production in this region of the continent has grown exponentially for decades. Farmland continues to push outward, and the Thegns are eager to stay on top of that expansion. The monumental food production in this region has resulted in food abundance and thus extremely inexpensive prices. In order for the Thegns to make money, they have had to continually expand their holdings, thus partially explaining the growth. It was obvious that this could only go on for so long before the food market bottomed out, so the Thegns adopted a different model. The migrant workers who used to help tend and harvest the endless fields were multiplying with the demand as well. The Thegns drew up a system where farmhands could become more invested in the land by renting it from the Thegns. This gave them agency over what they grew, how much land they handled, and on top of that, it gave them voting power in elections. Renting and farming the land was seen as a societal step up, and for these farmhands to have that was a great honor. Not to mention that they'd certainly make more money than they did as migrant workers. The Thegns, however, also benefited. Much more so. The rents charged to the farmers were somewhat reasonable, but included in the lease agreement was a percentage of the sales take from every seasonal harvest. This made the income for a Thegn now far greater with rental income, plus a percentage of what was farmed, over the lower end profits from the farming itself. On top of that, the Thegns no longer had to pay the migrants to take care of the fields. That was now the responsibility of the farmers. This allowed the Thegns to step back and profit from their lands without much work. A primary focus of the Thegns is to keep the trade of food flowing smoothly to Afari. By passing large portions of the food supply off to the Afari continent, it helps to stabilize the food economy. The farmers, they were thankful for the added stakes in the land, but they were simultaneously suffering under the burden of the massive responsibility. The lease contract stated that each farm had to produce 5% more in gross earnings each year. This was inherently unsustainable. With food prices dropping due to the overabundance, they were falling behind. Needless to say, the farmers are not fond of the Thegns' greed. So this gives you a little bit of an insight into how the agricultural economy works in the Emberfell area. We'll keep these videos coming, and I hope you keep coming back. All right, we'll see you soon. Take care.